Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Texas Motor Speedway as we get ready for race number 18 of Season 5 of the Snickers Cup Series. Getting ready for the running of the AAA Texas 500, and it's going to be a wild one today, 34-lap event. These drivers really going to have to hang on to these cars because we've been having the sun beating down this track for a good 6 hours or so. Ever since the sun came up, there's not been a cloud in the sky. Going to be some pretty slick racing conditions for these drivers on top of the high temperatures we've had today. We'll see if these drivers are going to have to contend with their race cars in every single turn, or will they be able to still put on a great show? We're going to find all that out in mere moments. As on the pole for this race is Richard Johnson in the 47. Richard Johnson, a former winner this season, comes into this race currently sitting 28th in points. That is certainly a far cry from where he was earlier on this season. Richard Johnson, of course, trying to make his second straight Snickers Cup Series chase for the championship. He ended up winning at Atlanta. Atlanta, very similar to this track. Maybe he can follow it up with a second win today. Maybe be trying to contend for a wild card spot. Alongside of him, Joshua Michaels, a rookie there for Stewart Haas Racing, 39th in points. Still looking for his first career NNSCRA victory. It could come here today. Then you got James Silverfox, once again out of the Transformers paint scheme, this time in the SANY paint scheme. He'll be returned to Transformers, I believe, next week at Pocono. But James Silverfox comes into this race 12th in points, 5th in rookie points, and with a good qualifying spot today. And alongside of him is going to be the Hendrick Motorsports Chevrolet of Michael Norman, who comes in today 25th in points after he did not have that great a run last week at Daytona. Then you got Mary Cole, Anthony McCurry, two drivers come in the top 10 in points. Mary Cole currently 10th in points. Anthony McCurry, a two-time winner, ended up winning last week at Daytona, as we know. He got his second win of the season there. He comes in 5th in the point standings. Well, John Cittadino, three-time winner of the season, comes in this race by a 16-point advantage over Danny Wells, and then a 19-point advantage over Dylan Poteet. That's going to be our battle for the points lead. Another thing that we're going to be keeping an eye on today is the defending Snickers Cup Series champ, Shawn Henley. What a roller coaster season it has been for the 25. Ended up winning the Bud Shootout. Ended up winning his Gatorade Duel. Was not able to follow it up by winning the trifecta by capturing the Daytona 500. Then, at the start of the season, it just seemed like the 25 team was not getting their program going. Henley found himself down near the 30s. And now, Henley comes in today with a 3-race streak of top 5 finishes. He has finished top 5 at Dover, Champs-Élysées, and last week at Daytona. Shawn Henley has now been able to move himself all the way up to 17th in the points. He may be trying to go for his second straight Snickers Cup Series championship, trying obviously to make the chase. Can Henley get yet another top 5 finish here today at Texas? We're going to find all the answers to those questions out in mere moments. We got 34 laps scheduled today. Who will be the winner at the end of those 34 laps? The pace car peels off. The field follows him off of pit road. As they will complete these pace laps, we will show you today's starting grid here today live from Texas Motor Speedway. Lights are out top of the pace car, which means we will go to green flag racing next time around. Texas Motor Speedway, the home track to great NNSCRA driver and former NNSCRA champion Trent Dunham. We're very pleased to announce that Trent Dunham is home. According to him on Skype, he is nearly 100%, and he'll be getting back to making races on YouTube very soon. We're very, very pleased here in the NNSCRA for Trent Dunham's speedy recovery. Thoughts and prayers have been with him through the whole thing, and we're really glad that he's going to be back and doing what he loves to do here. Trent Dunham, of course, a very chief cornerstone here in the NR 2003 community. Red Bell driving the Sega Strong Chevrolet, starting near the back of the pack, but you know that she'd love to get that Sega Strong Chevy for Earnhardt Ganassi Racing into victory lane here today. Trent Dunham being filled in by Red Bell, right now 19th in points. We'll find out if Red Bell can move that one car up through the stands any further, but here we go. 34 laps of racing. Richard Johnson going to get us underway. Richard Johnson going to take the advantage here. It's going to be a very quick spacing out of drivers, at least for first and second. Mary Cole started fifth all the way up to battling for second now with Joshua Michaels. She got quite a run through turns 1 and 2. Mary Cole there for Tweenix Racing. I was actually looking back through the standings, and right now, 3 of the 4 Tweenix cars are inside the top 10 in points. The only one missing is the driver I talked about at the top of the program, defending champ Shawn Henley, but he's now moved his way up to 17th in points. So Tweenix Racing's coming on strong right now, but I'll tell you what, Richard Johnson, he has just checked out over the rest of the field as they continue to battle back there for a second. Richard Johnson, he is gone at this point. In that Interstate Batteries Toyota Camry, a little bit of an interesting story while Richard Johnson is running that paint scheme. Interstate Batteries not a normal sponsorship on the 47, but due to the fact that Bobby Labonte drives the 47 in Sprint Cup Series competition, and he is a native Texan, they're doing a tribute run here to Bobby Labonte with the Interstate Batteries colors. But he's about to get a challenge now. Mary Cole, she got herself one fast race car today. She has now closed the gap up between herself and Richard Johnson. Now about 2 car lengths here at the line as lap 4 goes on the board. And how about Jake Cole? Nice run right now for him. He has been having such a dismal season, that 44 Toyota Camry for Michael Waltrip Racing. 40th in points. Nice run right now for him. Currently in the 3rd place, but we're going to have a battle for the lead here pretty soon, I think. Mary Cole, she's run him down. She's now going to try and pass him. Richard Johnson going to have his hands full with this young rookie for Tweenix Racing in mere moments, but I think Mary Cole had to back out the throttle there for a moment in turn 3. Oh, and the caution is out. Caution's out, so Richard Johnson will keep the lead. Sean Galligan's up to 4th. The top 5 completed by Trent Whitney, running the new Curb Records paint scheme there. Oh, these guys got to start slowing down. Wow. Kyle Sosnowski, Aaron Williams Jr., all those guys pretty close. And it looks like James McLeod is the reason we're out of the caution. Charles Jackson also involved. There's another car on the apron. Thought I saw a car on the apron. Maybe not. Might have had some contact there between Anthony McCurry, Chris Dollarton, and a few other drivers. Guido Savotas, I don't know. Rohit Vidarvo, I think he may have gotten a piece of whatever happened there at the 27. 14th in points. Charles Jackson right there in the 20. I know he was involved. And where is the... where did he go? Oh, we got pit stops going on. Pit stops are happening. Oh, that's right, James McLeod. I was trying to look for him, and I forgot he was actually on pit road. It's like Richard Johnson, Mary Cole, first and second on pit road, and they're going to be first and second off. Wow, Mary Cole gave Richard Johnson quite a run for his money right there. Trent Whitney out 3rd, then Jake Cole, and then Kyle Sosnowski, who, remember, is trying to go for the first ever NNSCRA weekend sweep as he's won the Truck Series and Moment Cup Series events here in the past 2 days. But a few drivers actually decided to stay out. And we got ourselves a rather new-looking top 5, with it being Sean Galligan the leader, Joshua Michaels 2nd, Aaron Williams Jr. 3rd, Eric Burton now 4th, and Alex DeMarco completing the top 5. As we'll take a look at a replay of what put us under the caution for the first time today. Looks like about a 3-car incident put us under the yellow. It might have happened right on the back straightaway. Here's a look at what happened. This was just outside the top 20. So we'll see where the contact's going to begin. Michael Norman and George Roque going to make some contact. They come down, bounce off the 51 of McLeod. And look at the hit McLeod takes into the wall. Black smoke immediately erupting from under the hood of that Cars.com Chevrolet. There's Vidarvo and Anthony McCurry. They got spun further back. But we're going to stay on James McLeod for just a moment because I think he's going to get hit by Charles Jackson or somebody. I know somebody runs into him in just a moment. Vidarvo then I think got hit by somebody. Oh, and Vidarvo was spinning. He's going to spin around and into McLeod right there, I think. Yep. But what happened to Rohit Vidarvu and Anthony McCurry? Apparently that's where Charles Jackson got his damage from, I think. This was again coming off turn number 2, and McCurry, kind of the same thing happened to Michael Norman. He's going to get hooked by Chris Dollerton down into Rohit Vidarvu. So Dollerton kind of, well, I can't say he triggered it, but he got into McCurry and sent McCurry down into his own teammate, Vidarvu, in the 27. And then up ahead, oh, wait a minute, I think we're about to find out what happened to Jackson. I think they went 4 wide up here. Yes, they did. Derek Reed, Dylan Poteet, Charles Jackson, Danny Wells. 2 of those drivers are in the top 3 in points, by the way. Keep in mind that. And where is this contact going to happen? Off turn 4, I believe. They're kind of trying to settle it back out to 3-wide racing here. You see Derek Reed kind of back out of the throttle a little bit to try and get Poteet down ahead of him. And is Poteet going to get loose off this corner and go up into Jackson? Oh my goodness, I think he is right there. And he's going to go up into Jackson. And that's 2 drivers right there. Oh, Dylan Poteet gets away from it. Danny Wells slapped the wall, though. And then Jackson's going to get the wall again. Comes down, bounces off John Cittadino. Oh my goodness. He bounced off the points leader, and then around goes Charles Jackson on the front straightaway. Danny Wells, let's see if he could be able to avoid him. Comes Emilio Navrat, Cole Daly. Yeah, they're all going to be able to avoid Charles Jackson, fortunately. But right there in that whole turn of events, the top 3 in points were involved in some way or another. Dylan Poteet triggering the wreck, Danny Wells hitting the wall as a result of the wreck, and John Cittadino being bounced off of by the Husky Tools Toyota Camry of Charles Jackson. So the top 3 in points all got little pieces of that, as well as Anthony McCurry, 5th in points, getting involved in an incident on the back straightaway. Jace McLeod, 6th in points, also getting involved. The only driver inside the top 6 in points that was involved in anything was Hayden Klein. So 5 of the top 6 didn't wreck. I can't say they wrecked, but with the exception of James McLeod, but they got pieces of incidents in both turn 2 and off of turn 4, one way or another. We're going to go back to green flag racing. We're under the yellow for the first time today here on lap number 5. We'll go back to green flag racing. Sean Galligan and several others electing not to come down pit road this time. So it's going to shuffle the field up quite a bit here for this restart on lap number 9. Galligan, the leader, will quickly document you on the drivers out of the race. There's only one of them, and it's pretty much no surprise. That was James McLeod. As soon as that car hit the wall, the black smoke spelling out terminal problems for that Tweenix Racing Chevrolet. Tough break for McLeod, too. A 2-time winner this season, won at Daytona and Darlington, came in 6th in points. This is not what he wanted to have to start off today's race. Galligan is the leader. We gave you the top 5. Jump further back, 6th place for this restart is going to be Jordan Davis. Hayden Klein going to be 7th. Dylan Poteet now up to 8th. 9th, Jake Rogers, and Cole Daly is in 10th. Midas Votas currently 11th. Anthony McCurry, after that spin out, he did not come down pit road. I would highly question that, because I'm pretty sure after spinning out, he might have flat spotted the tires, but he's 12th. First car to pit was Richard Johnson. He'll restart 13th. 14th, Barry Cole. Trent Whitney, 15th. Jake Cole, 16th. 17th is Kyle Sosnowski, still looking for that weekend sweep. Dylan Young, 18th. 19th, Matthew Rodriguez, and Ron Vajara in his final start will be in the 20th position. Barney Ward in 21st, 22nd, Pichu London, 23rd, Adam Chambers. 24th is Tim Walsh. Shawn Henley currently in 25th, trying to make his way back up to the top 5 for the 4th straight time this season. Michael Norman, 26th, Derek Reed, 27th, 28th, George Roque, 29th, Austin Ogo, and the top 30 are completed by Zach Campbell. As we jump back up to the leader, Sean Galligan. So it's going to be a single file restart all the way back to about the 8th, 9th position, where I saw someone peeking out of line. I couldn't even tell who that was. It might have been Jake Rogers. Yeah, it looks like Sean Galligan and Joshua Michaels, they're going to get away, but not for long. Now Michaels going to look down to the bottom of the racetrack for the lead. They're battling for 3rd behind him. Eric Burton, Alex DeMarco, Aaron Williams Jr. all in that battle, as off turn 4, Joshua Michaels with the inside advantage is going to lead that lap. Joshua Michaels still looking for his first career NSCRA victory, as I mentioned before. Was oh so close to getting it in the Coke 600 back at Charlotte, but just wasn't able to be at the front at the right time. Right now he's doing a great job at a nice qualifying run. Has kept his car up front all day long. We'll see if maybe he can capitalize today with a victory, as they are racing really hard back here for 2nd Alex DeMarco going to take it now. How about Hayden Klein, Dylan Poteet there? Two drivers who come in inside the top 5 in points, running very well right now. But a big thing I'm wondering here is if we do go into a long green flag run, what's it going to mean for these drivers 1st through 12th who did not pit that time? Is that going to play out in their favor? I mean, Dylan Poteet, Hayden Klein, these are drivers who are doing well in points. Last thing they need is for it to go into a long green flag run, them get caught a lap down, and not be able to battle for the win. Take a look further back here, try and find some other drivers. There's Aaron Williams Jr. side by side with Sean Galligan. Aaron Williams Jr. has moved his way up to 24th in points. He's been putting together some good runs as of late. Not nearly as good as Henley's been doing, but he's been finishing inside the top 20, I believe, for the last 4 or 5 events. As we're trying to find the first car that pitted, Richard Johnson, there he is, trying to work his way back up to the front now. He's now bypassing Sean Galligan, I believe is for 8th place. Now we'll go underneath of Eric Burton in the 99. That would be for 7th. Next car behind him that's actually been to pit road already, and that I believe is Jordan Davis in the 16. Although, no, wait a minute, I think actually he might have stayed out. So then it would have been Jake Cole. Yeah, I think Jordan Davis actually did stay out on that caution. So Jake Cole is currently the 2nd highest running car who made a pit stop under that last caution. And how about Ron Vajara? He's going to be replaced by new rookie Jeffrey Buckeye next week at Pocono. And Ron Vajara just trying to finish out the season as well as he can in that 22. He's had a pretty stellar season after he took over for, I guess it was his son, Ron Vajara Jr. there in that 22 car. Ron Vajara has been able to move the 22 all the way up to 16th in points. It's a tough break that he did not comment on races. He's being replaced not only here in this series, but his son's being replaced over in Mobile and Oreo Truck Series competition due to no commenting. It's just a tough break there. It's a shame that drivers have to have such a good season, but due to not following the races, not commenting, they end up having to be replaced. As right now, Dylan Poteet has gone to the lead, and is the caution out? No, guess not. Ralph Mason, I don't know what happened to him, but Ralph Mason, our winner from Dover, he's got some damage on his car, and I don't even know how that happened. That may have actually happened on pit road, come to think of it, unless it was coming off pit road. I know that we've seen in the past few weeks, drivers come off pit road, they get way too antsy, they don't slow down the back straightaway, and they run into the back of each other. And Ralph Mason, that damage on that hood of that car may be a result of just that. As Dylan Poteet is out in front, keep in mind, Dylan Poteet continuing on a winless streak in the Snickers Cup Series. He's gone almost a full season and a half now. Matter of fact, I can actually tell you, our events last year were 20. We're now on race 18, so he's got a 37 race, at least a 37 race. I think it's actually about 40 races now, winless streak in the Snickers Cup Series. Dylan Poteet trying to end that winless streak drought today. Can he do it? Poteet last season made the chase, never picked up a win. This season, he's 3rd in points, still winless. As Jake Rogers is going to try to deny him once again, he's going to go down to the bottom for the lead. And how about Waidas Avotas? What a nice run right now for that number 18. Avotas, another driver who's been putting together some fairly good runs there. Currently has worked his way up to 37th in points. That's after he ran a majority of this season dead last in the standings. This driver here also knows about running dead last in points. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, back around race 8, 9, 10, around those races, Jake Rogers and Waidas Avotas were actually battling for dead last in the points. They would swap the position just about every race. Right now, both of them, you can see they've got their programs turned around here to try and get them much better finishes than they had at the beginning of the season, as Rogers is the leader and Avotas is 2nd. Here comes the fresh tires, though. Richard Johnson, he's closing in on the back bumper of Dylan Poteet. He's been able to work his way all the way from 13th now up to 4th. Tell you what, right now, Richard Johnson, if things just continue to go green, they could really play out into Richard Johnson's favor. There's Jordan Davis back there in 5th place. Nice run for him. That Roush Fenway number 5, trying to pick up the 2nd win of the season for Roush Fenway Racing and the 1st of his career. Jordan Davis has been really close on numerous occasions in the Mobile One Cup Series. Not really been that close here in the Snickers Cup Series, but this could be his best opportunity here today. Anthony McCrory, after spinning out in the back straightaway, how about this guy? 6th right now on the racetrack, comes in 5th in points. He's won last week at Daytona. He's got quite a task on his hands here today, as he's got the defending champ Shawn Henley. Where has he come from? Henley restarted this race, I think, back in the 25th position. And look at how quickly he has maneuvered his way through the field. Henley just 2 spots away from capturing his 4th straight top 5 finish in the Snickers Cup Series. And he's looking for more. He's going to go to the inside of Anthony McCrory. Man, I'll tell you what, keep your eyes on this guy in the next few weeks. He wants to win a points-paying event, and the way he's running right now, he could do it here today, as Hayden Klein is now right behind him. And there's Aaron Williams Jr. hanging tough there inside the top 10, currently in 9th. And there is Ron Vajara, his final start. He's currently in the 10th place. I'll tell you what, a team that really has come on strong this season is that Penske Racing team. Because look who's right behind him. Dylan Young in the 11th position in that, well, I was going to say blue deuce, but it's actually a black and white deuce here today. Dylan poaching the Universal Studios paint scheme. But Dylan Young currently sits the 13th in points, and we mentioned Ron Vajara was 16th in standings. Penske Racing been doing a great job this season. Both drivers still winless, but they have really been consistent, especially in the last few weeks. Back up here at the front, new leader, Waidos Avotas in the 18. But look who's coming, the fresh tires of Richard Johnson. In my opinion, this is his race to lose, because he has really worked out pit strategy well. He's been able to slice and dice his way through the field quickly. Richard Johnson, right now, he's closing in, and we're actually closing on the end of this race, too. We've only had 1 caution come out, 1 DNF, that being James McLeod, and as they hit the stripe, we've got 8 laps to go in today's event. Can these drivers, 1st through 12th, that were on the restart anyway, that were 1st through 12th, make it the rest of the way? If they can, they'll have done it on 1 tank of fuel. 34 laps on 1 tank of fuel. I think it can be done, but they're going to have to try and nurse it around here for a few laps. That may not allow them to be able to battle for the win. Meanwhile, Richard Johnson, he ended up pitting back on lap number 5. Actually, I think it was lap number 6 as I think of it. So he's probably good to go on fuel. He can go all out, and that's what he's doing. He's all over the back bumper of rookie Waidos Avotas right now. The experience level is definitely in the corner of Richard Johnson, as he is all over the back bumper of the Snickers Bites Toyota Camry. But look who's coming closer. Jordan Davis. He's starting to close up the gap here. Maybe try and make it a 3-man fight for the victory here. So we've got now a total of 6 laps to go here at Texas. Waidos Avotas, Richard Johnson, that's the top 2. Jordan Davis, then you got to go back here to 2 Tweenix racing cars. Pote in 4th, and Henley has now cracked the top 5. He is en route to his 4th straight top 5 finish. Aaron Williams Jr. 6th, 7th Hayden Klein, Jake Rogers 8th. How about Zach Campbell up to 9th, and Anthony McCrory now looking for 10th off of Ron Vajara. We have a total now of 5 laps to go. Waidos Avotas have been doing a good job right now, keeping Richard Johnson in his rearview mirror. But the question is Richard Johnson just toying with the 18, or does he really not have enough to get by the Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota number 18 just yet? We're going to find out in just a moment. Here we go, out of turn 4. The advantage still about half a car length between the 18 and the 47. 4 laps to go. It's 2 Toyotas, 1 Ford, 2 Chevys. That's the top 5. As you got Joe Gibbs Racing, JTG Daughtery Racing, Roush Fenway Racing, and then 2 Tweenix racing cars. That's your top 5 for what could be the finish of this race. Avotas trying to pick up his first Snickers Cup Series victory of the season on fuel mileage. Let's see if he can do it. 3 more laps to go. We've seen what fuel mileage can do for a race, fuel strategy, what it can do for the finish of an event. Just think back 1 week ago to Daytona, when Anthony McCrory, due to fuel mileage, was able to capture the victory. We had about 10 cars drop like flies as a result, and here we go! Waidos Avotas is out of fuel. Everybody gonna bypass him. Battles on for the lead now. Jordan Davis picks his moment. He says now is go time with 2 laps to go. He'll go to the inside of Richard Johnson. And Davis, Johnson, battling for the lead here. Richard Johnson looking for his 2nd win of the season. Jordan Davis looking for his 1st win of his career in the Snickers Cup Series. He's got the inside advantage. Jordan Davis to the lead. Out of turn 4, white flag this time. Davis timed it perfectly. got to the inside of Johnson. White flag display. Can Jordan Davis do it? 4 more turns for rookie Jordan Davis, trying to pick up his first win of his NNSCRA career. Meanwhile, battling for second. Poteet, Johnson, Henley, they're battling for there. Hayden Klein in 5th. It's going to be all over though, barring any problems. Jordan Davis gonna milk it through turns 3 and 4. Jordan Davis makes the move of the century. What a move he made of Richard Johnson. And he will capture his first career win. Jordan Davis wins at Texas. What an unbelievable move Jordan Davis made right there. Made him look like a veteran. Passing Richard Johnson for the lead when the two of them had to avoid the 18 of Wido Zavotas heading for pit road. And Davis gets it done. What a tremendous victory for that driver. Second win of the season for Roush Fenway Racing. First career win for Jordan Davis. And what an unbelievable victory it was. He finally gets it done and goes to victory lane. And what a great run for a guy who comes in 30th in the point standings here today. Jordan Davis, that 3M Ford team's got to be all excited. Unbelievable job by that team. We'll take a look, as always, at our top 10. Dylan Poteet. Great run for him in second place. His teammate Shawn Henley, his streak continues to 4 races now as far as top 5s go. He gets third. Boy, Henley, I'll tell you what, he's just coming on strong. You just got to keep your eyes on that number 25 car. Then you got Richard Johnson. Ended up having that move made on him there by Jordan Davis, but a nice top 5 run for him in 4th. And Hayden Klein, 4th in points. Nice top 5 for him as well. That rookie going to continue to stay inside the top 10 in points. He gets 5th. Jake Rogers, nice run at 6th. How about Zach Campbell? What a great run for him in 8th. Chris Dollerton, I don't think we talked about him at all today. He's going to get 8th place. A nice run for him. Aaron Williams Jr. hangs on for 9th. And Sean Galligan going to complete the top 10 here today. Well, we know where Dylan Poteet and Hayden Klein finished. How about the points leader, John Cittadino? Where's he going to finish off today's event? 30th position for John Cittadino. That's not a great run for him. Danny Wells going to finish today's race even worse in 33rd place. So let's see if we had a points battle at all. Cittadino finishing 30th. Dylan Poteet finishing 2nd. That's 28 points. And Dylan Poteet was only 19 points back from John Cittadino, new points leader. And that's going to be Dylan Poteet in the 78. So Poteet will have the points lead heading into next week at Pocono. So great job by Dylan Poteet. Good, consistent second place run to capture the points lead back once again. But I'll tell you what a great day it's been for quite a few drivers, in particular Jordan Davis, his first career victory. Shawn Henley, his 4th straight top 5 finish. Unbelievable day for quite a few of these drivers. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like. Subscribe to become a part of the crew today. We'll see you guys next time here. Here comes your official finisher results. Your overall point standings as well as your rookie points. And next week we head to the Tricky Triangle, Pocono Raceway. Hope you'll tune in for that as you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.